Welcome back, guys, to A Dime a Dozen Season 2, Episode 4. Once again, we had a couple of deaths in the last episode. We had Awesome McD and Bandius take out Chloe and Sorta Cool Turtle. And we had Dar and Radical getting into a couple fights on their own. They didn't get any kills. They did survive, though. They tried to take down Code Joshua, but Code Joshua managed to run to his teammate Butter just in time. And they ended up falling back. And then they did also find Madge and Callum, but Madge and Callum were on the opposite side. Madge and Callum were also they were on the opposite side of the crack, and unfortunately, because of that, the fight ended in a bit of a stalemate. Glyph finally has found her diamonds and has made herself an enchanting table. Very happy to see that. She now has a little bit more of a chance in the game. She can do a little bit more damage. She also has 3 additional diamonds, which she could maybe use to make a diamond sword if she sees fit. That might be something that's worthwhile. She's finally deciding to cook up her food. Has she been dealing with just raw food this whole time? If so, that's quite impressive, I've got to say. But yeah, she's finally going to be enchanting her gear. She does have a sharpness book, so that definitely does lead to question of if she will make a diamond sword. I think my personal strategy when it comes to making diamond swords or not is purely depending on if I have the books. If I just have a spare amount of books, I will definitely go for a sharpness diamond sword. If I don't have books, then I won't, because diamond swords are obviously better than iron swords. However, if you don't have books, it's obviously much more difficult to combine to get the higher levels of the diamond sword. With the iron sword, you can just use a lot more iron to combine iron swords. But obviously, diamonds are a much rarer resource. So because of that, it makes complete sense that you'd want to try and go for that instead. Glyph here has enchanted her iron sword with just regular sharpness 1, but she does have a bunch of she does have the sharpness swords here. It looks like she is just going to go for a sharpness 3 iron sword. I personally here wouldn't do this. If I was in her situation, I would go for the diamond sword for sure. I mean, she even had 3 sharpness books. That's enough to get a sharpness 3 diamond sword. That's my personal thing. But everyone has their own personal preference. It is also a smart idea to potentially save it for diamond armor, which I'm assuming is what she's going to do, considering she's probably going to keep caving, I would imagine, since she doesn't have a whole lot of stuff compared to what other Teams of 2 has. Actually, Glyph's just decided, you know what? I've had enough. And Glyph's decided to leave the game. And you know what? I respect it. I'm sure she'll be back soon, though. But she's gone for now. Until then, let's check out our other solo who got left behind from all that action early on in the season. We got Dash Dude being spectated by his teammate Carter, who is still watching on from afar. Dash Dude's not doing all too bad, to be honest. He's got himself a sharpness 2 sword named Potsy Revenge Game. Gotta respect it. I can't wait to see that get a kill, hopefully. He's also trying to make that into a sharpness 3 sword here. He's also got a diamond chestplate and a considerable amount of healing and arrows. The only thing Dash Dude really needs at this point is better equipment. Like, he is enchanted, but he doesn't have like the higher levels, which is I think what he needs right now. Okay, so let's check something. All good. But yeah, Dash Dude. He just needed. I think all he needs now is just better stuff, and he'll be a force to be reckoned with, at least as a solo. If he was to 1v1 someone who was unenchanted, if anyone like that even exists, or if he was able to clean up a fight between 2 teams, I think his gear could definitely last him a little bit longer than the average player. We really just went back to Glyph, didn't we? That was accidental. Coach Joshua and Butter are still caving. I wouldn't surprise me to see them go out and try and fight people soon, though. Yeah, look at that. Look at that epic sword that Joshua now has. Sharpness 3 diamond sword. That thing is deadly. That thing will genuinely tear through people. His hotbar setup, though, is something that I'm questioning. This isn't how I would set up my inventory, or how I've ever set up my inventory. But, I've really got to wonder how this works. Like, there's a lot of different buttons that would need to be pressed here on the hotkeys to make this inventory work. But you know what? I think that's actually kind of interesting, because if this is his normal inventory setup, that is quite impressive that he's able to do this. especially if it's with like the scroll wheel or something. How did 4-bit player just take 0 damage? The man just straight up took 0%. He didn't even take, like, he took literally 0%. I mean, okay, he's got very good armor. He's got half diamond now, which is a massive improvement from what we saw before. So he must have found more diamonds, unless Glyph gave him some of his. But even so, 0% he took from that skeleton. That is quite impressive. He's going for a power 3 bow. He's going for a prop 3 diamond chestplate as well with that. Very impressive. He can make a sharp 3 sword. 4-bit's going in for with all the impressive gear. He's going to have quite the stacked inventory when it comes to PvP, that's for sure. In fact, this is probably the prop 3 diamond chestplate here. Or is it the power 3? Power 3 first. That's smart. Try and increase the bow power first. I don't think protection 3 is really going to help him too much, at least immediately. I think definitely try and increase the damage output first, and then upgrade the armor as much as you can. That's definitely my strategy, and what I would do. So I think it's a smart play. All we got to hope for right now is that his sword doesn't break before he combines these two swords. And with all these mobs around, yeah, it might happen. There's quite a few of them here. Just don't miss this gold. Surely he'll see the gold, right? No. Look, there's a name up there. Is that Glyph? It's gotta be Glyph. Look up. Up. What? Go back. Get the gold. 4-bit. What are you doing? Okay, good. He did see the gold. That's good. And this is Glyph up here. And Glyph still is full diamonds, so 4-bit must have found those diamonds on his own. Which is impressive. And Glyph's armor is still crazy. Full tier 2, still power 4 on the bow. That guy, I mean, that's what he's been doing with all these levels. He's been grinding up to get that power 4 bow. And he's still grinding levels now. What more could he want? He's already got power 4. I mean, I guess maybe he has a lot of books. Maybe he's trying to go for like more protection levels. Wacko's had enough of Raichu's shit as well, and has meleeed him for 1%. Looks like they've had just about enough of this. And are they digging up to the surface now? I guess they are. Wacko has a stack and 14 gold, a sharpness 3 sword, fairly good armor, I've got to say. Raichu has Jeremy and Friend, which I think is way better. And Wacko has entrusted Raichu with the Bane of Arthropods 4 book. And you know what? I don't blame him. Although, I've got to see how these two end up. I don't think Raichu is too experienced at UHC, from what I know, which isn't a lot, so don't take my word for it. But I think there's definitely a little bit more reliance on Wacko here just based on the inventory. I mean, we see Wacko here with a stack and 14 gold, all the arrows, all the cool books, all the cool weapons, the enchanting table and the anvil. If we go to Raichu's inventory, Raichu's been given 2 gold, 12 arrows, and minimal of anything else. So I think there's definitely a lot more relying on Wacko's skill to survive here rather than Raichu's. I'm hoping we see that be proved wrong and we see Raichu get a kill or two. I mean, with the amount of gold they have, it's totally possible, but it's looking unlikely right now as their gear definitely doesn't stack up to the likes of Glyph and 4-bit, who have much more gear than mostly everyone else in the game by the looks of things so far. They've got quite the number of equipment. We haven't done Maxa and Rande in a while, I feel like, so it's nice to see these two again. Maxa currently just has diamond pants, which is still nice. It's still nice to have a bit of diamond armor. He's got a lot of gold. Holy smokes! I don't know if any of this is from the crack, but I'd imagine not, because I don't think it's even like. I mean, it's probably possible to mine fast enough to get that stuff from the crack, but looking at the quartz, they're nowhere near it. Well, that means all of this must have just been through regular caving. He's got fairly decent stuff, power 3, sharp 3, armor's pretty basic, but the amount of apples though. The man has so much gold, 7 golden apples, plus what is he blocking up there? Did he see a person? Oh, he might have seen Chibi. Chibi's close by. He might have seen Chibi. But yeah, Max has got enough gold to make. Let me count this. 10, 18 golden apples total. and he's about to find even more. Like, if Maxer was to use up all of the gold he currently has, he'd have 18 golden apples on his own. And we're not even counting what Randay has. Glyph has gone in for the fight on Glyph. And it's actually worked out somewhat well for Glyph there a bit. Not really, but it worked out a little. It worked out decently well. Glyph is now in a pretty bad spot, though. Taking that fight was probably not a bad idea. I mean, Glyph probably didn't realize how stacked Glyph was. And by the time she did realize how stacked Glyph was, it was just a little too late. It doesn't help here that Glyph has an enchanted pickaxe and Glyph does not. Yup, right down on her. And Glyph takes the kill. Literally digs directly onto Glyph's head and takes her out. I don't blame Glyph for going for the kill. If she even did, maybe it was Glyph that went for the kill. Maybe Glyph saw her in the cave and he went for her. I'm not sure. But Glyph did get the kill at the end of the day. That sharpness 3 sword definitely doing some damage. Now has all of Glyph's equipment, all of the gold. It did seem like Glyph did lag out a little bit when that fight began. So I don't know I don't know who went for who in that fight, who started it off. If it was Glyph that went for it, I wouldn't blame her, because obviously in a cave, you're not going to know like what the person has until you see them, so she probably didn't realize the Glyph had full diamond. Either that, or she just went for the Hail Mary. Or Glyph just simply saw her in the cave and decided to go for her, which I also wouldn't blame Glyph for doing, considering his gear is stacked. He has so much stuff. Glyph currently looking to become a 2-time champion in a Diamond Dozen. Last time he was dead though. This time he might live. He might live. And 4-bit doing my strategy, making a chest. Whenever if I ever get a kill, I like to make a double chest and store their loot from it, so it's easy to sort through. Dash Dude has entered the fray. He's taken on Awesome McD and Bandius. Unfortunately for Dash Dude, I don't think this is going to work out too well for him though, because the Awesome McD and Bandius are quite stacked up on stuff. Wow, Dash Dude just didn't die. Every hit that Awesome McD did like no damage. Did he like? Was he using a pickaxe or just something that wasn't a sword or something for that? Because like it feels like that shouldn't be doing that much damage. Like, yeah, I mean, that's a sharpness 2 sword. That's crazy that that's so little damage. I mean, I know that Dashtu did eat an apple while that fight was going on, but I don't think that should have saved him from that many hits. So I guess Awesome McD just wasn't using a sword at the time. Maybe he was using a pickaxe by mistake. I know I've done that before. But Bandius does get the kill in the end. He gets 1 hit on Dashtu. Literally, Awesome McD lands every single hit until the last one, which just goes to Bandius getting the final hit. And you know what? That's not a bad thing. Bandius having 2 kills, it's always nice to see. And look at the healing that Bandius now has. This man has 8 golden apples, 2 golden heads. Awesome McD has 4 golden apples himself. Projectile protection 3 pants as well. That's crazy. These two might be the only people at the moment who seem to be able to put a bit of a thorn in Glyph and 4-bit's side. They seem to be the only ones who have a decent amount of healing other than Wacko. I could be wrong though, I haven't really checked out the other people as much. I'm actually wondering, have Dar and them gone back caving since the last time we saw them? They have. Looks like they've gone back caving to try and get some more stuff. They've had a little bit of action, and it's been a success. 54 gold they now have on them, which is very impressive. 7 diamonds as well on Dar. Very nice, I must say. We haven't been to Change or Shibby in a little bit. Looks like Change is currently digging up. Did he, like, I'm guessing, was this Shibby's tunnel up? I'm not sure. Either way, Change has 14 gold, 3 golden apples, power 2 boat, isn't even on his hotbar for some reason, and a sharpness 3 sword, half diamond, not bad. I assume he's probably going to try and find Chibi now, meet up, maybe go and find some people to murder. Every episode since we've started has had some kind of conflict, which I think, as I said, is something I like about this round. Both seasons have had a lot of action. We do /near, we can actually check who's near change. Currently no one. No one's near change at all. We did see that Shibby was on the radar nearby of what's Chibi's IGN? Disco Chibi. Of someone earlier. Chibi's half diamond as well. He's got a lot. Oh wow, Chibi has a lot of gold. More gold than I expected. Power 3, sharp 3. Hold on. And fire prop 1 and breaking 1, thorns 1. That's a crazy enchantment. Whoa. Okay, hold back on what I said about Bandius and Awesome McD being the only people who could put a thorn in the Forbidden Greep side. I think we might have another winner on our hands here potentially between Chibi and Change. I mean, we saw Change do very well in the first season, as I talked about earlier. And with the amount of gear these two have, they have full diamond between the two of them if they just combined. I believe. Chibi's currently trying to get all the gold, all the apples they need for the amount of gold that they have. And once those are made, I think they'll be going out looking for kills. I do think that Greep and Forbit are definitely still the front runners, but I think we could definitely see Disco Chibi and Change do some damage. Potentially even some other people who we haven't seen too much of. I mean Joshua and Butter are still in the game, who I think are two people who had a lot of gear the last time I checked them. They could also do fairly well. I think we did see this village earlier from underground. Are they still near? Maxo is actually super close. 60 meters away. I'm actually wondering, is he still underground or did he surface? He's on the surface. He was right here. This is where Chibi just was. Chibi was right here, was he not? Like, surely they have to run into each other soon, right? They're still close. I think we might see a bit of action here potentially. I mean, I don't know where Chibi is anymore. But they were so close to each other. Like, they've got to have... Yup, I see Chibi right there. And he might just run straight into Maxa while he's doing the anviling. No. Is Chibi going to miss him? Chibi, no. If he goes in that direction, he will find him. He's just looking for apples. I don't know if Chibi saw him and has lost him now. But man. Oh, Max took 4 damage. I think Maxa might have seen him and ran away. You definitely don't want to fight Chibi right now, though. He's got lots of stuff. Yeah, Maxa ran for the hills. I think Maxa probably saw Chibi and ran. We always see either that or those two were just so close to each other and just didn't notice each other. Which, if so, is quite impressive. I was really thinking we were about to see another fight go down between 2 more people. But clearly that didn't happen. I believe I saw Change on the radar. The slash near radar. Yep, these two have met up now. They do have full diamond between them. But I believe the plan is just to split it up. So they each have roughly the same gear. And then if one of them dies, the other person can just wear full diamond armor. Change has got a bit of gold to cook. Chibi's got a bit of gold to cook. Max's ran off on his own. Awesome McD and Bandia still on the hunt. They're thousands of blocks from 0-0. Which is interesting. It looks like they're just running around the crack trying to see if they can see anyone pillaring up from it. Perhaps if we do slash near, we can see if anyone's near them. They are not. I think the game is going to enter a little bit of a slow moment here. Potentially, we might see. We might not see as much action for a little bit. People have slowed down a bit to go back caving to equip themselves for the final few battles that will happen when it comes to Meetup. It'll be quite the showcase, to say the least. I'm excited to see how this goes. Dar has made so many bows. I constantly see this in my spec info, and I've got to wonder what he's doing. Oh, I see. He's going for power 4, and the anvil's broke. Well, he also has a punch 1 book, and an efficiency 3 book. Oh yeah, these guys are going for power 4. Both Radical and Dar with power 4. 2 people with power 4 is quite impressive, I've got to say. I'm definitely interested to see where this leads. That is the end of episode 4 of A Dime a Dozen Season 2. This is the last episode before Meetup coming up. So we're probably going to see more people caving for the last 20 minutes to get their final gears, their final preparations made. And then next episode after that will be the final one, probably, where everyone comes together for the final conclusion. See you next time for the calm before the storm.